What are you giggling? Good evening, everybody.
I'm sorry. That was the first time I saw the new intro and the Care Bears caught me. Oh, I love it. Okay. Hi.
Welcome to the Roxy and Shannon show tonight, guys. As you can tell, I have no voice.
Oh, it's just enough to come on though.
Hello, Clayton.
Hi.
I'm like halfway through the last YouTube that you sent me, buddy. Just give me a minute. I'll get back to it, I promise.
And I am just getting back from work. So we're yes. Teamwork.
I'm sorry if anybody can't hear me, but this is all the volume I have from this bronchitis or flu or whatever this demon spawn virus is I've had all week.
Speaking of demon spawn viruses. did you did we want to delve into any of the stuff we've discovered this week, or do we just want to focus on the insanity at hand right now?
Um, well, let's see. I think we should go down our our virus thing that we went down because I think that was pretty dang interesting.
Me too. I was hoping you'd say that.
Okay. Well, everybody, Shannon and I, as you know, talk a lot during the day, every day. We are both in detox. We are currently sitting in the corner, shaking because we haven't been able to FaceTime because I've been sick.
Yeah.
We are short about 12 hours of conversation this week, so we're not doing well. Anyway, in one of the hey Cash, no, I ain't been kissing no boys, Cash. I
Wow.
ain't got no boyfriend. I ain't been kissing there.
What an
Anyway,
interlude. What an interlude to this topic.
ain't it?
Right?
Explain the pain. That could you're right. That couldn't have been no better.
King of segues.
Well, when Shannon and I were talking about the Epstein files, Shannon sends me this question. Well, who is he and where did he come from? So down the rabbit hole we go. Sorry guys, I'm trying here. I'm not real good on oxygen or voice.
We
All
are
right.
patient, girl. No worries.
Okay. So Shannon and I decided to start doing some digging. Well, old Jeffy boy, he was a Coney Island kid. Evidently was a math prodigy young. Dad worked for Park and Recreation. Mama was a housewife. They were middle income, nothing fancy.
Supposedly.
What in the John Dickens was that?
Me saying supposedly?
Oh no, it sounded like something was in here with me, but we just gonna overlook that and move on.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, okay. Old boy goes to school and he goes, skips a couple of grades, graduates high school at 16 because he skipped 2 grades. He went to Cooper Union, which is an advanced science and art school, went to another math school, but he left without receiving a degree, Shannon. Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Well, in 1974, he left college without receiving any kind of degree, but he started working as a teacher 2 months later.
And who hired him?
Well, that man's name would happen to be Donald Barr.
Hmm.
Donald Barr had evidently made some quite questionable choices for teachers, but he retired from his position as admin shortly after hiring old Jeffy Boy. And during World War II. I'm sorry about my voice, y'all. Hey, Mike. Hey, Dave. He worked for the Office of Strategic Services. Look at that.
Hmm.
He had some kids. This bar gentleman, he had some kids. Well, oh, we got too big there. His children, one of them just happened to be the U.S. Attorney General, William Barr, who was originally set as one of the people prosecuting old Jeffy Boy.
Oh,
Imagine that.
imagine that.
Imagine that.
Oh, but it gets so much more interesting as we keep going in
Well,
certain directions.
this did not all start off of old Jeffy Boy. This started off of a health question that Shannon and I had about each other. I was watching an episode of a. I have been in the bed for 5 days. I'm not a TV person, so I have been really scraping for something to watch. I started watching the show Watson, Sherlock Holmes, Dr. Watson. This one is a geneticist. And there is this girl on the show who had many similar health issues to some things I had.
Hmm.
Well, she just happened to have this disease called X Men disease, which is
Freaky.
a combination of what, Shannon?
Oh, Epstein Barr virus?
And a lack of magnesium.
Yep. Lack of magnesium.
And it is a chromosome. Oh, really? Dude, you're texting me. You're distracting me. Anyway, pin that conversation for later. Anyway,
Oh
we,
my gosh. Okay, sorry.
ain't that something? He's all the time messing with us. I think he thinks it's cute. It is cute. Anyway, we were looking at the Epstein Barr virus.
Yes, because
Shannon didn't ask the question
I didn't ask a question. Yep.
of where
So,
did Epstein come from.
yeah.
And then we figured out his career got started by a man named Barr.
And then again, to pose the question of how did they come up with the name Epstein Barr for this? And it's just ironic, all the connections with these two names in combination. You know what I'm saying? And what was it, 67 that it was named? That it was
Mhm.
discovered by
Yeah.
a person who, and then we found out associated alongside all of this with the EBV situation. Oh, old Billy Goat dude is so happens to be working on, a pokey for it.
Mhm. And tell everybody what one of the other names for Epstein Barr is.
The kissing disease.
Oh, no,
Or
no, no,
no.
no.
Oh, Alice in Wonderland disease
Yep.
syndrome, whatever.
Yep. Ain't that something?
And
Epstein Barr virus.
I had found out last year that I had this because they were doing all these tests for cancer and all kinds of stuff. And they're like, "Oh, you have this. You've had this all your life. It's just making a resurgence." And I was like, "Wow, this is all news to me. It's great." But because women don't tend to ever show signs of this, it's like when we do, we are technically X-Men, guys.
Yep.
X.
I'm gonna stop sharing that because that's got old Jeffy Boy's picture up there on the screen. Look at there, Big E's in the house. Thank you, Big
Yeah.
E. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Yeah, it was a lovely birthday, flat on my back in the bed for the past 5 days, y'all. We just thought all of this stuff here was extremely interesting that we went from talking about the Epstein Barr virus to figuring out Jeffy Boy's first leg up was a dude by the name of Barr, and his son ended up being the attorney general to prosecute his case. And he was the one that give old Jeffy Boy a put up. And because he worked there, he ended up tutoring the kids for Alan Greenberg, which was Bear and Stearns. And that's where Jeffy got his first financial job at. Hey, Miss K.
See, and I'm thinking to myself here, all of the stuff we've learned about good old boys genetics being spliced within these sticky pokies back in the CV era.
Uh
That
huh.
how far back has this family line been doing this? And then you realize that it must be a combo effort of some more other lines that might be connected. And it's like the proof is in the pudding when you see every single one of them connected in some way, shape, or form to each other. You really can't deny the puzzle pieces. They're like right in your face in neon, like neon lights, guys. It's like,
Well,
holy
and
moly.
it's crazy.
And you know what's crazy too about the EBV thing is that was connected to being the precursor of the big C word, the cancer. So it's like when you have this, it literally is that precursor, that beginning phase, that taking down your immune system to let the stuff grow. It's it's interesting.
Well, it's the genetics that they were into, and this new thing I figured out about the twins, which we still got to discuss that. I've been limited on oxygen and voice, so Shannon and I are a little behind on our research. But Shannon, don't ever forget to tell you about the twin thing I figured out.
Oh, let's go. I'm so well versed in the twinning stuff. Super excited.
Well, quite a few of these people that we've been looking at, you look at two actresses and they look very similar. That's because they're actually twins that were separated at birth. Thank you, Kent.
It makes me wonder too, with some of the stuff that I know about this particular program, how many of us have um, a lab grown twin, if you know what I mean.
Oh, we forgot something about old Bar Boy. His
What's
book. His book.
that? Oh, what was it called again?
William Barr, that actually gave Jeffy his first upstep, wrote a
Oh,
book called Space Relations
oh
in
that's
1973. It was a science fiction novel about a planet ruled by oligarchs who engaged in child sex slavery.
you literally cannot make this stuff up, guys. Like
Mm-mm.
for real. Even on my best creative day, no,
There are no coincidences.
no.
And for all of this to have like just blammed right in mine and Shannon's lap the other day.
This
But
is how our brains work.
we started out on the Epstein Barr virus and ended up on the alien books about child sex slavery back in the Epstein files again.
Oh man, I
Uh,
just Hmm.
Mike, that is the actual son of this dude right here. Yes, he was in Trump's cabinet first term. He
Yeah,
ain't no more.
that is.
He got ixnayed. He was from the Bush administration. Imagine that.
It's like this is a this is the WWE, guys. I'm telling you,
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
It's a man opera.
But who said, oh, that was Kent. Yeah, Kent, I don't know what's going on with me. Last Sunday night, my throat was scratchy. I went to bed not enough to worry about. You know, it was almost like I hadn't chewed something good or something when I swallowed. I woke up Monday morning, thought I was going to die. It felt like I had full on pneumonia. I couldn't get enough oxygen to get out of the bed and get to the bathroom and back. By Monday afternoon, I had collapsed in the hall in front of my grandbabies. I had to call somebody to come to me. So I was going to go to the emergency room. When I got there, there was a woman who looked like she was way over her due date with that baby, walking through the middle of the lobby, holding her belly, going, "Oh." I'm like, "No, just take me home because it's going to be 6 hours." So I have treated this to the best of my ability with whatever I could, but it's somewhere between bronchitis and pneumonia. But it's rough. Now, my grandbaby the other night, she threw up all night Friday night. Then yesterday had a stomach ache all day. And today, she's fine. Somebody else to come in contact with me has been into bed for a couple of days, now has the stomach ache today. I've not had any stomach ache. I just lack enough oxygen to survive. Like, I can't get to the kitchen and back without having to stop halfway and just take a minute. Because I just, like right now, sitting here talking, I don't know if y'all can tell it or not, but my breathing's labored just from talking. But like if I got to get up and move around, I'm done. And there's been a whole lot of prayer that went into keeping what oxygen is in my body in my body. Let's see.
Sorry, I'm on mute for a moment while my husband lovingly stocks our awesome mini fridge.
See, I need me a mini fridge
So
in here.
awesome. Dude, he got me this gift and it's been like my best friend.
Hello, Andy.
And he said hi.
I'm coming to mess up your life for a whole week.
I can't wait. So excited.
All right, well, I'm on mute for a second, Shannon, because
Okay.
I've got to cough.
All right. Well, all right. But yes. So this connection, which again, it's interesting because I do feel that what Roxy and her family are dealing with definitely has connection with all this fake snow and weird rain. A lot of the stuff is spreading out here too. We just had a huge downpour and I didn't really go out much in it, thank goodness. But, I've even been feeling like I've been fighting something, not getting it though. No, no, no. But I've been fighting it. So it's just a lot of people too are giving out their videos, sending out their videos saying something's off with all of this because we're all really sick. And, I just have a feeling that we have some bio
Yeah.
war stuff going on. This is some on purpose.
Well, see, my immune system is normally a little weaker than others, but when I collapsed in that floor Monday, I had to call Willie to come to me because my daughter was on duty an hour and a half, 2 hours at best from getting to me. And my poor grandbabies had just seen their nanny fall out on the floor from lack of oxygen. So I called Willie. Willie has got one of the strongest immune systems I've ever seen on any human being, and it weren't 24 hours later, he was sick, and he been sick all week. He's still sick today. Today, he's the one having the stomach issues. I've had no stomach issues, but now he's had fever, tight chest, congested, and a screwed up stomach. Mine's just all lack of oxygen, bronchitis, pneumonia.
This is on purpose. I would suggest any other storms coming. Everyone
Stay
just
indoors.
stay inside. Maybe seal your windows and doors. I don't
Listen,
know,
we're
man.
going to get to the point eventually that we're going to have to walk around in bubbles with filtered air. We're going to be like the boy in the bubble.
For real. Although, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't mind going hamster wheel status. Just roll around everywhere.
Yeah, you know those uh the ones like where you can get on the lake and you run in the bubble. Those are what we need to live in.
Oh,
But
dear.
we're not the only country that's having a meltdown about
Oh,
the lines in the sky. Like I've been watching a lot of stuff out of Norway. Norway ain't playing neither because they're having all other continents, guys, are having massive immigration problems. And it's not just an immigration problem as much as a religious immigration problem because I really feel like they're trying to take Christianity and Islam and merge them together. And some of these countries just ain't taking it. Like in Norway, they are literally like the Christians are in the street. Like they're having the gay pride parades and everything, coming down. Nah, the Christians is meeting them in the street like, no, wrong country, dude. We're not doing that here. The people that push the LGBTQTRFJILMNOP are the same people that eat our children. Just saying. And if y'all don't know by now, Roxy ain't gonna shut up. I'll con-
never. None of us are on this
I
network
will continue
going
to say it that our world is run by a bunch of rich, satanic, child stealing, baby eating monsters.
monsters
Absolute
is
monsters.
like a
And
very
Shannon
different
and I are gonna come out with a whole
night.
line of t-shirts that they just say dead pedophiles do not reoffend. Just saying. I have bumper stickers too. Shannon had no comment on that. You don't like that t-shirt idea?
Oh no, no, sorry. It was awesome. I did something bad and I looked at the current situation. I'm sorry. I got distracted.
Oh, Shannon is concerned about the Mexico stuff because that's pretty close to her. There's some serious stuff going off in Mexico right now.
It's pretty wild. A head honcho cartel dude was taken out and none of them are happy with it. And supposedly we had some help in the situation, so there's a big target on any US citizen. And I just happen to be, pretty close to the border here in California. And I think the most disturbing thing I've seen from this is now there seems to be some areas near the border here on the US side where people are not being very bright and running full force to the border to say, let them in. And
Now, let
and
us keep
I'm
in
like,
mind
holy shenanigans, guys, what are you
these are them same people that run
doing?
around with the rainbow flags that go by the alphabet soup sexual orientation group.
And I'm just talking the cream of the crop of them, okay? We're not talking everybody who waves the flag,
No.
okay? Because there are plenty out there who are not on that level, and they're very intelligent. Okay,
Yes. We're
I'm
talking
not
about the cray cray ones.
talking about the cray cray ones who have been seriously brainwashed. Because there's some on every side, as we all know. This is a thing. Okay. But they've now decided, let's go and bring the chaos here because why not? And it's like, we already got peeps here who are already ready to go. Why are you trying to add on extra? Just throw that out there.
Are you looking at that
Oh,
screen, Shannon?
no. Yeah. Oh, no. No. Oh, no. See, this is not. Please, please, guys, be smart. I know you're probably, it's not the crowd that's listening to us, but if you know someone who might be on the border, who you might think might be on that train to go, let's bring them on in. Let's just have a talk. Let's just have them settled down for a minute. Maybe give them some tea with some
Oh yeah,
chamomile.
Big E. We're not by any means saying that all people that are in the
Oh, no, no, no. Mm-mm.
LGBTQRF, whatever the hell it is, not all of those people are bad people.
No, no, no.
I
Let
have
me
gay
just,
friends. Let me tell you, there
we
is
have
no better friend to a woman than a gay
beautiful,
man.
fabulous, we have some beautiful, fabulous friends out there who also love the most high. So
Yes.
we are not saying anything about that. We're
Now,
talking about the sides of, again, both coins that are in the brainwashed
she's talking about
category.
some crazy liberals, y'all. Karen and all
Talking
her friends are saying open the border and let these people in. Now,
in droves, like
Karen doesn't think
terrifying.
there's any cartel members that's going to slide in with them either. These are just
I'm
going to
like,
be all
there's
honest folks.
plenty of them here. That's why I'm like, why? What don't trip, guys. We're
Now, I got
good.
a question for
We're
Karen that
about to
wants the
go to
damn
here.
border open. Is Karen going to let them sleep at her house?
Thank you. Thank
Is
you.
Karen going to go pick them up in her minivan and feed them and let them live in her house so that they're not sitting on our system, killing our welfare, our food stamps? Don't even get me started. I don't have enough oxygen for that argument tonight.
All I'm saying is this is a situation where we're dealing with beings. I don't know if I'd call them people, but beings that are pretty hardcore and do some really gnarly things when they're upset. And, you
These
know,
people cut people's heads off with chainsaws.
okay, I wasn't gonna go there, but me,
Wow.
me,
Why? I ain't got no filter. Ain't you never seen Scarface?
no, I just, whatever. All I'm saying is, I'm not trying to be fearful. This is not a fearful thing. I'm trying to be smart. And if anybody who is listening lives anywhere near the border of Mexico right now, or know someone in Mexico, or are in Mexico, because there was a big giant convention for journalists from Canada who are stuck out in Puerto Vallarta right now. One of my favorite content providers, Press for Truth, David, he's stuck out there, guys, in the midst of it. So prayers for all of these people who are out there because they're going for tourist zones. So there's a lot of there's a lot of people who tour, they're tourists out there. It's a beautiful area and very inexpensive. So
First off, everybody, I don't think a lot of people in our audience are probably the people that travel abroad very much. But if you listen to our show, don't travel abroad right now. The whole damn world's on fire. I mean, I don't know if y'all watching the news, but the whole world's on fire. It's not a good time to be getting stamps in your passports. All I'm saying.
give me 5 seconds here to be on mute, or maybe just a few more seconds. Hold on.
Get it? Oh, So, while Shannon is on mute, how has everybody's weather been? Like, I know you guys are all over the place, so how has the weather been? Because ours here has been beautiful springtime weather. My bushes are actually starting to bloom out there. I got flowers and buds coming on them, and now the temperature's dropping again. I think this week's schedule, guys, is going to be probably an afternoon show. Tomorrow might just be me and Shannon. I don't know if Daniel's going to be able to join us. And then Shannon and I hopefully will be back on our Tuesday, Thursday schedule again.
Yes, that is correct. And you know, hey, I super appreciate that you guys have been patient, that none of us have been up, you know, especially any of you guys who have been, you know, following the whole network, you know, Supernatural show and Logic Before Authority, and of course, the Roxy Files, Children of the Most High. As you know, we've been very silent. Daniel's kicking butt, trying to get on his feet, and so has Roxy. She's been going through all this, and I just couldn't do it by myself without her. It's not as much fun. I'd already did a live by myself, and I just didn't want to. So thank you for your patience, but we're coming back with a vengeance. So be ready.
Absolutely. We're going to be balls to the wall this week.
Balls to the wall, girl.
Balls to the wall, baby. Did anybody see that funky moon last night?
Dude, it's been Cheshire Cat for me every night, just about, except for when it's full. But it's weird when it's full.
It's weird. And Clayton, you got fake snow too. Everybody got fake snow.
Makes Clayton has a really insane, interesting photo of some crazy ice crystals
Yes, he do.
on his mirror. You got
Clayton, can I post that on the community board that you sent me earlier, buddy? About the ice, the snow.
like I went on a search too to look at what normal ice crystals look on glass or mirrors, or you know, when it grows on it during the night or during an ice.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just a very clear section on this where that is not normal. That is
Mm-mm.
definitely that is
Mm-mm.
not normal.
You know what we haven't even talked about, Shannon?
Hmm.
Shannon and I said this was going to be a 15-minute catch up. We lied. We lied. Told you we're like 12 hours behind on talk time. Um, we don't have any mirrors in our houses anymore that aren't covered, folks.
I'm
Cover
working.
your mirrors.
I'm still working on it. I have to convince a whole family for this.
Well, sorry about that. We ran across some information here about a week ago, week and a half. There was a whole crowd of us. There is a big text group of several of us. Clayton is in one because Clayton's up in, where's Clayton at? British Columbia, I think,
Yep.
somewhere up in that area. He's
Okay.
on a different time zone. Him and Shannon be exchanging stuff. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning here, and these two are like ding, 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 ding. I wake up to like 70 text messages in the morning.
Oh, it's so hard. I want to literally read every little thing, and watch every little thing.
He
And I'm
has
like,
amazing information.
I want to storyboard it all so I can visually take it in.
Well, I don't even know which one of us run across this, or it might have been, I don't know. It was information as to what, how they used to treat mirrors back in the 1700s. If you'll look at all of these homes, mirrors had big, dark draperies that hung over them. And every night before dark, all mirrors were covered in a home. And I'm like, why? That's so strange. We don't do that anymore. Well, it's a portal, folks. Mirrors are portals.
Right? Like how many movies, horror movies, are out there about some wacky demonic activity with the mirror?
And even Jesus tells you in the Bible, he went to the home of
Hmm.
one of his disciples, and in front of that fire, there was a big, like, metal shield. And he told him that he should close that shield to cover it because he was opening a portal. And I have to admit, we decided, or I decided in my house, to cover my mirror because I have a big, huge mirror at the foot of the bed on the, uh, what do you call it? Dresser. God. Um, I covered it. It literally changed the whole way the room felt.
See, I've got Andy convinced. I just got to actually be able to do it. If I just curtain off one section of the room, then none of the mirrors will bother us.
Well, Clayton took craft paper and covered
Mhm.
his
Oh, it was
because
so cool. He was just like on. He's like, I'm not even gonna take any chances. And he was like, sorry. I was like, you are so freaking cool. I can't.
well, let me tell you, since I've covered mine in my bedroom, I don't wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning anymore. I sleep
Eh,
through the night.
see, this is more reason for me to get this done. Hmm. Hmm.
Yep, they always. Yep, Mike, you're right. Willie was telling me about that. See, I didn't even realize that when used to when they had a wake at the house, they would cover the mirrors when they were having the wake or that somebody died. Willie was telling me about that the other day. I never heard of it.
You know, so many people discount all these what they call old wives' tales, or urban legends, or any of that kind of stuff. I'm like, there's a purpose for it. There's a reason that so many people over time would do some of these ridiculous things. I'm not saying that you should all go out and do some of the silly things, but there's a reason behind some of these old wives' tales.
Yep.
Mirrors is a big one, and considering it's such a big tradition and all over the world, it's not just here that we had seen these things. This was all over the world. People knew that these mirrors had something to it, and it wasn't good to have them shown on all times.
Well, and if you go back and look at um okay, we know that well, we know everything they've told us is a lie. What they taught us in school, what they give us in the Bible, they omitted or lied about everything. There's one thing in this world I can't stand, and that's a lie. I hate a lie. A liar is worse than a thief. At least if a thief takes something, he takes something material, you can replace that. You can't fix the damage of a lie. You've
Mhm.
already done it. There's no way to take it back and walk it back. It is what it is. But anyway, they lie to us so bad that we have been under this misrepresented truth that everything supernatural wasn't real. That there was no way because it's been placed to us in comic books, in movies, in cartoons, and stories about fantasy that supernatural wasn't real. But if you go back and look at the Bible and the books that they excluded from the Bible, they're all the books about supernatural.
Well, it's interesting, right? I mean, technically speaking, as people who believe in the Savior who died on the cross and rose again on the third day, then that in itself is a miracle. How can you not believe in the supernatural? And just believing in our Savior. That in itself is unbelievably supernatural. But you go into so many churches, and I know I've been through so many of them in my time, and they get so antsy and weirded out talking about supernatural things. But of course, a lot of them will go speak in fake tongues and, do all these other showmanship type of things or whatnot. But you really get into the supernatural of stuff, and what I would call deliverance, especially, it's like it is really rare to find a true church establishment with people who are actually into true deliverance, not the showman kind. And that's a huge thing. I mean, they're 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 nervous to talk about revelations. They're nervous to talk about any kind of conviction or repentance. It's all about prosperity, or you got to feel the love, but there's no accountability. And then you wonder why there's so many more open doors to scandals and infiltration through the community of believers, because you're not even willing to acknowledge the supernatural part of the actual belief. If you truly believe in our Savior, then you have to believe in some kind of supernatural. It makes no sense. Sorry, I went on a rant.
Absolutely. Well, and this is the thing. We started seeing this with people doing the whole thing on the mirrors where you put up the towel or the paper and the mirror could still see you. Just like right here, Super Mario. He's on top of the paper. How does the mirror still see him? Hey,
Mhm.
Tina, it's impossible. Okay, the 7 Up can. It's not possible, y'all. The problem is when you go and look into mirrors, mirrors are the exact opposite negative image of whatever room it's looking at. So it has a constant negative image of your room. We are now very aware that there are things like stargates, portals. I now understand that you can take aluminum and mercury and do all kind of crazy stuff. But if you can take mercury and put it in a washing machine and spin it and the washing machine would levitate, if you take, okay, glass is silica. Silica is quartz. So you take some metal and some quartz and you make a portal. A mirror
Question.
is a portal.
Question. These black scrying mirrors that we have all over the place.
Hmm.
Because let's not forget, many of us also have television sets that are directed at our beds, or, we sleep with our phones next to. I know that we all do. I've done. None of us are, safe from that. We've all done it. All still do it sometimes. But what does anybody know what the actual chemical composition is of these black scrying mirrors? Because we know a lot more about our everyday mirrors, but does anyone know what the composition of these black mirrors are? Just the glass part itself, just the mirror part. Because I mean, you realize too, they're all black. All of the technology that is displays these mirrors, these screen mirrors, they're all black. So they're definitely within that, you know, scrying portal. Like it's very obvious. I mean, there's a whole series called Black Mirror all about it that's showing you this is black magic. But what is the chemical composition? Because it's interesting, Clayton brings up a lot in a lot of our conversations, a lot of these elements that go alongside with these demonic beings that Solomon used to help build the temple, or that are connected to this technology when it comes to,
It's
you know,
obsidian.
all that. It is obsidian? Clayton, you were right. You hear me? Or we both, it's like I posed this question and he was like, that's an interesting thought. But because when it comes down to changes in the Bible, changes and lost in translation, and certain types of languages being used as witchcraft in themselves, Clayton had discovered a very interesting thing where um, a certain type of language in Hebrew, as opposed to the one in the Septuagint, which was Greek, had differences in what certain crystal elements were. These, where we were looking at things like emeralds, or I can't remember the other one, as opposed to obsidian and something else that starts with a B. And I was posing questions. Well, I wonder what if this is in this, or if this is in that. And I didn't even think of necessarily these black mirrors, but dude, for real. Onyx. Okay, you were right. I'm so terrible at explaining things right now because I am so excited just to be on air right now with you. So I'm like, squirrel.
I'm running out of air.
No.
Yeah, black obsidian is what most scrying mirrors are made out of. But anyway, guys, what we're telling you is go get you some craft paper. If you don't know what that is, hang on. I'm a screen share with you, and I'm gonna give you the Clayton trick because
Yes.
this is what Clayton did.
This is the if you got $5 and you can go to
Yep,
a dollar store.
it's the brown paper, just like a brown paper bag. Um, get that and some masking tape and cover the mirrors. If you okay, if you can't do it with that, take a towel and put over it. Take anything, but it needs to be a heavier fabric. Okay, if you got one that's like on a wall, it's a full length. I know a lot of us girls usually have a full length, which I have actually enjoyed not having a mirror around. Mirrors are related to vanity.
Mm,
Vanity is a sin. It's one of the seven deadly sins, as a matter of fact. But
which I've worked in that industry my entire life. There has been nothing but mirrors around me. And let me tell you, these last 5, 6 years, I have it. I don't look in mirrors even when they're there. Like I will force myself to not look at it because I've had a problem with that. That stuff got me. See, these are all things that we all have convictions with one way or another. We all have taken part in vanity. We have all taken part in lies. We have all taken part in all kinds of crazy stuff. And it's hard to train yourself to not do that, especially when it's like your whole life you're surrounded by it. So,
well, my daughter looks at her friends when I start talking, and she just makes that crazy delulu thing with her finger. My kid actually thinks I mean, certifiable 5150. I get it. She's
yeah,
not awake. She doesn't understand. And I try to look at her and go, honey, do you understand this is what your mom does 50 hours a week, every week? This is my full time job. I'm sorry you think I'm Delulu. But you know what? Tough tiddlywinks. I'm Delulu.
you know what I tell my kids, right?
What?
You're part Delulu too.
Hang
You're part weirdo. That's right. It's in your blood. Can't get away from it. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
I'm okay with being Delulu because you know what? Ain't nobody gonna bite me and take my blood. Not none of them. This Care Bear is gonna take her switchblade and cut a hole in your ass. Play with me if you want to, because I promise you, I heard you.
Have we decided, like, I get the Shira sword on my belly? Is that what it is?
You have one on the
I know on
intro
the
thing.
shirt.
Yeah.
Like, for our matching tattoo.
Stack food in the cupboard. Might want some candles and firewood and water. Plastic con. That's a good idea, Big E. He hadn't thought about that one. A plastic contract or a black trash bag might work if you don't have no paper.
Hmm.
Good idea, Big E. Wayne, you talking about the end of the world there, buddy? We're all well aware that the crapola is about to hit the fan.
It's the end of the world as we
As we
know
know
it,
it.
and I feel fine because Jesus come back. Or
That's right.
whatever you want to call him, or Savior, the coolest
Our
being of
coolest dude.
all. The
Coolest dude.
coolest being of all.
Yeah, the coolest dude of all.
Our rescuer from this insane world. Ah.
Well, me and Shannon are going to be walking around until that time with our metaphorical ninja swords,
Mm-hmm.
whacking them all so everybody understands that we need to wake up. We're not going to be quiet. If we, like we normally say, if we wake up one person, if we save one kid, if we save one soul, we've done our job for the day. If we brought one person to prayer that normally wouldn't come to prayer, that wouldn't come to our Heavenly Father until they listen to this. Because I'm going to tell you something. We're at 52 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and bust this one out tonight because Shannon, I've been thinking about this for a lot of days.
Okay, let's go.
Shannon has asked me several times about giving my testimony.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to give you a brief part of my religious testimony, but that's not what we're going to get into tonight. In 2019, I would have told you I was an atheist, that I didn't believe in anything, that I couldn't believe in the Bible because something about it didn't sit right with me. I had not the greatest experiences growing up in a church setting, but that's not what we're going to be honest about tonight because Roxy is pissed off at these satanic pedophiles. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when Roxy was 13 years old, a 26-year-old grown man groomed me for months. Months. I know how they do it. I know why they do it. It took me 20 years of my life to overcome that trauma. There was nothing physically, I mean, I wasn't drugged down a road or zip tied or nothing like that. He groomed me. He knew what he was doing. But it took a good portion of my life to over the mental hurdle that that had brought to me. But now that I'm older, I have a daughter and a granddaughter. I done everything within my godly power that I could to protect my daughter, and I will protect my granddaughter. But that's not where I draw the line. I will protect any child, my child, your child, a stranger's child. I will lay my life down any day of the week to save one of them. Because the most despicable thing you can do on this earth is take the innocence of a child. I will not shut up. I will not back down. And I won't be quiet. And
And
this is where I draw my line.
I literally am right there with you, 100%. And I thank
There
you very much for sharing that.
there is no humanly possible reason that a 26-year-old married man groomed a 13-year-old girl. Let me make this clear. He knew exactly how old I was because he was my step cousin. He was married with children. I don't speak about this a lot because it caused some issues back then. Because, of course, he denied it. And his mother said, oh, no, it didn't happen. She was not related to me other than by marriage. She was my uncle's ex wife. It wasn't a lie. I'm 51 years old today. That happened on September 3rd at 9:10 p.m. at night in a blue Toyota truck on Hughes Gasky Road in Conway, South Carolina. I have no reason to lie. I will never, ever be quiet about it again. I will not be quieted and I will not be hushed. And if anybody who hears this knows who he is or knows who I am, I don't give a flying rat's ass. Come at me. Try me. Because I'm sick of grown adults not taking care of children properly the way they should. If you can't take care of yours, you let somebody else know and somebody will. But if we as adults don't stand up for these children, who is going to stand up for them? I'm literally seeing people watching shipping containers at ports with children inside of them screaming, not cutting locks because they don't want to lose their job. You don't want to lose your job. You have got to be kidding me. These people have actually said that out loud. They don't want to lose their union job. But you hear people inside of shipping containers screaming, may the wrath of Almighty God fall on you. Sorry, my soapbox got tall.
That is okay, girl. It is okay. This is something that I have been shouting at the rooftops forever. And it's really, first off, it really breaks my heart to hear so many of us have been in these situations, and I really am looking forward to more content on helping us all to heal on these things. But having this righteous disgust and anger over what has been done to the children for so long and now is is necessary. And at that same part, we need to pray for forgiveness for all of it, for our own selves, for our children, for everyone who's gone through it, and really start to put this in God's hands. And God's judgment is righteous. And believe me, all of those demonic beings and the people who have agreed to those contracts, they will be taken down beyond any words. But if we don't start saying no and start listening to our kids, it's never going to change.
And
Everyone
listen,
just gonna
guys,
fall into it.
when you're around people and you hear those people make inappropriate comments or jokes, knowing that a child is within earshot of this, that's wrong. If you don't have the backbone or the testicular fortitude to say something to them, there's a problem with you. If you see something, say something. Everybody's got to stop being quiet about this. This is part of the problem. We come from multiple generations of, oh, it happens in every family. We just don't talk about it. Bull. Start talking about it. Start having conversations. Start asking questions. Make sure that your children and your grandchildren know what appropriate and inappropriate behavior from an adult is. There
100%.
there is not an adult on the face of this earth that should be having any type of sexual conversation, dirty joke, or comments around a child.
Oh, and this is especially for the education system, by the way. I have something very special to say on that. Any one of you teachers, or staff members ever not only touch one of our children ever again, but you give them information on absolutely disgusting behavior with something that is meant for a husband and wife and love. I just there is a special place for you. You need to repent now. You need to realize what you're doing to these children. It's traumatic, and it's stuff that even adults shouldn't even have access to, if you ask me.
Well,
And I this is a big problem here in California and a lot of other places. There have been a lot of legislation where you can go to a teacher and say a special word or a special password, and they literally give you a website where you can learn about some of the most vile things, as though it's just normal for kids.
I actually watched a legislator, not a legislator. It was, I don't know. Anyway, school board, state level, one of the states out west, talking about how they thought the age restriction on porn websites were detrimental because it was an educational tool for gay kids.
I can't.
First off,
I
sir,
can't.
I don't know what it was. It was born a man. Whatever that thing was that was talking thinks it's a woman. First off, and if I piss anybody off with this, oh well. I love you all, you know that. If you were born a man, you cannot be a woman. I would like to see a man walk in a woman's shoes every 30 days when her cycle happens, when
Uh,
she has those cramps, when she gives birth.
yeah.
I'm not saying that men have a less of a duty than women do, but women have a different duty than men do. But these men that think they can put on a dress and slap on some lipstick and become a woman, you are a joke. An absolute joke if you think you can be a woman. But to sit there and say that gay kids need to be able to watch porn is you need to be strung and quartered. I am at this point with all of these pedos that I think they all need to hang in public. That's how far my anger is with this situation. This talking about it and just shuffling it off, and we all stop talking about it when the news cycle. No, that is what's wrong. That's why they're stealing 800,000 children from just our country alone every year.
And as I absolutely understand that feeling and have felt it and still feel it, it's a battle. It's an inner battle. This is where I have to differ in understanding, the and understanding the plan, the full on bird's eye view is I know that's what they want us to do is to demand this massive public execution. And when that happens, which by the way, we can't even trust that those that they show us are even real people at this point, let
Or if
alone
they're just
them.
some genetic clone.
Right. And but us demanding that violence back is going to trigger something we don't necessarily want. So, how do we take our power back with this for our children? And that
Well,
is again saying no. Like, we have to all stand up and realize what is going on, wake up and take it back. It's the only way.
we
That's
have to
it.
be verbal, we have to be present, and we have to let people see and hear us that we are not going to tolerate this behavior. Not in our schools, not in our libraries, not anywhere. And it,
We have to stop trusting this system, period. The system that was a delusion to begin with.
child protective services are half of the ones that are stealing the
Yes,
kids.
they are. You know how many of these people get paid for the ones that slip in the cracks, or these quote unquote foster care people who take in kids, and so much of that problem lies in this. It's a huge, huge thing. You know, my parents, my mom and my stepdad, they did such an amazing thing, and in their older age, they took on my stepsister's kids and have been raising them since they were babies. And it's been really hard, but they saved them from the system because my stepfather came from the system. He was adopted, and his adopted parents, his adopted dad was a pretty decent dude, but his adopted mom was a terrible, terrible, terrible lady who did terrible things to him and messed him up real bad on that level. And he's healing. He's awesome now. And things are good now, but it was a very difficult thing. You just never know. This system is so messed up. My grandmother even came, like, from the 1920s, came from an orphanage, and that system, holy cannoli, guys, the stuff that they did to her then, it's all been parts of that. And oh my gosh, I know that, sorry, now I'm on a rant, but if
Get it?
you really want to get into all of that and the trafficking and how deep it goes and how far it goes, one of the worst child traffickers on this planet was Mother Teresa. And I don't know how many of you grew up Catholic like I did, but how many of your family members just thought she was the most wonderful, saintly person on this planet? But you realize how many of those children were trafficked for not just the sexual stuff you hear about, but experimentation
Yep.
with all of these pokies and all these things that we've got going on now. Who do you think were part of those experimentations? All of those
Mhm.
kids. So you think that these charitable organizations and all these things are so great, but really it's like the ones that they push to be like the most amazing people of all time are some of the worst, the absolute worst. And where does she get her funding? You
Catholic.
know what I'm saying? I mean, she didn't get sainted for nothing. So it's just like, this has been such a wide, huge, like insane, huge thing, and nothing new under the sun. And I know we've been going on and on about the kids, but that's like ground
The kids
zero,
are the
guys.
most important
They're
thing in
the
the
most
world.
important thing ever.
Oh, everybody. I don't know if you know or not. Michael Jackson's still alive.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Hopefully, I think he's hanging out with Tupac.
Yeah. Actually, I think he's in Africa, but Michael Jackson's still alive. So is Elvis. There's quite a few
Oh,
of them.
I'm actually really kind of excited because now I'm like, I got some confirmation, and I'm like, yeah, that's right.
Oh,
What up, St. Peter slash Bob slash
okay. Well,
things her.
I'm out of oxygen, guys. I guess I've ranted enough for tonight. But gentlemen and ladies, my gentlemen out there,
Clayton, you got it.
when you're at the store, pay attention to the mamas with the kids around you. When they're in the parking lot walking to their car, when they're at the gas station getting gas, just keep your eye on them because you're our good guys. Because you're watching our show and you watch it regularly. We know most of you. You're the good guys. So I need y'all to keep an eye on the mamas and the grandmamas with these babies. You ain't got to speak to them. Just keep an eye on them. Somebody's got to be watching them. You're right, Miss K. Um, you are exactly right. But help keep an eye on these mamas. Be kind.
Mm-hmm.
Love your neighbor. Love one another. Say your prayers and put your armor of God on y'all.
And hey, real quick, for all you men out there, this is my little pump up for you guys because there's been such a huge attack on righteous men out there. And I just want you to know that us righteous women are standing behind you. And we know that you're strong and you are protectors. And I implore you all of you righteous men out there, to come forward and help protect those mamas and those babies because we need you. So just wanted to give you a little, we love you guys. Pump up combo too.
Hello, Diana. I don't know if she's I don't know if she's in line with us or she just started watching. But we're gonna go for the night, guys. I don't know if you've heard me coughing the past couple of minutes, but I am out of oxygen and
I'm
out of
so
voice.
I'm so happy you were able to do this. Everybody, keep up your prayers for Roxy because we need her. We need her oxygen to just keep pumping up there.
Shannon and I have 4 shows this week, so I'm gonna need all the oxygen I can get.
Catching up, man. Whew.
Yeah, we
And
got 4.
pray for the situation exploding in Mexico
Pray for
right
the
now.
world in general.
Yeah, the world in general.
The world in general needs a whole lot of Heavenly Father right now, cause she's swinging on the hinges. Ain't no doubt about it. Everywhere
Mm.
is upset about religion and immigration and leadership and satanic baby eating pedophiles.
The worst.
Yeah, because it's not just it's not just here or that island where it's happening. It's every country, every continent. Because old Jeffy and Billy, they were going to other countries and sticking people with the pokey jabbies just to play fun with them and
Hmm.
growing new babies in the basement to torture. It's not just here; it's everywhere. So say a prayer for the whole planet. And we hope you guys have a good night. And we love you too. Love you, Diana. Thank everybody that checked in on me this week or sent prayers. You were all awesome. We will be back. Shannon and I will be on tomorrow afternoon, about 2 o'clock Eastern time on the
And
Supernatural show.
yep, 11 a.m. on the Pacific coast.
Yep, not sure if Daniel's going to be able to join us, but he's going to try. So then Shannon and I will be on Tuesday night, Thursday night, and again on Friday afternoon. Yes, we are watching Mexico. It was rough there. But you guys have a good night. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Much love, Big E, Mike, Dave, Diana, Miss K, Kent, uh, Anise, Wayne. Who else do we have? Willie's out there watching. Clayton, uh, Tina, Kent. Hope I didn't miss anybody. We love you all. We've missed you all so much this week. We will be back tomorrow. You guys have a good night.